This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. Today is the first official day of summer, which means a lot of things. Summer vacations, time in the water, and of course the heat. Although it's supposed to be a fun time, it can also be very dangerous and very quickly. This morning we have Captain Joe Schilling with the Kirksville Fire Department to share some basic summer safety tips to keep in mind. How are you doing today?
Good, and you?
I'm doing great. So although today is the first official day of summer, I mean, it's been hot the last couple of weeks and a lot of people have been hitting the water. So what are some safety tips to keep in mind when we're heading out to the lakes or, even just to the aquatic center?
Well, you just want to take the time to understand you're going to water. You want to be safe around the edges of it. You want to be safe in it. If your kids can't swim, make sure they have life jackets on at the lake. If they're at the aquatic center, make sure that they're aware of where the lifeguards are, what areas are deep, where they can go and where they can't go, because this is very confusing. They see other kids playing, they don't really take into account where they're at, and they move very quickly. We lose track of our kids pretty quick because they move so quick. So make sure you know where they're at, and make sure that you determine those areas that they could be in, and let them know where they need to be.
All right, and also this is a good time that if you do have children, you can't always rely on others to help. I know that we have lifeguards on duty and stuff like that, but it's the perfect time to, if you don't already know CPR, to kind of learn it, so that way you have that in the back of your mind in case you do need to perform CPR.
Yeah, it is. It's a very important class, to have just for your own confidence and being able to do it. And I mean, AHA has, brought up the hands-only CPR, and a lot of our dispatchers know how to walk you through it. But if you could take a little 4-hour class, kind of get familiar with it. If anything arises like that, choking, they drown, they go and have submersion. These kind of things could help you maybe take care of them a little bit better and make you more confident if that event happens.
Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about the summer heat. It's getting hotter and hotter, and what are some ways to protect ourselves just doing everyday things? Well,
it takes a while to get acclimated to it, but make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Take periods out of the sun, get into the shade, make yourself aware that the hotter the day goes, the longer the day goes, the hotter it gets, the more humidity there is, the harder it is on the body. So make sure that you're keeping yourself in nutrition. Look at bananas, to keep yourself from having the cramps, potassium. Make sure that you're doing whatever you can to not get yourself in a bad situation. Do not leave yourself in a vehicle. Do not leave animals or kids in a vehicle, even for a short time. The cars can heat up very quick. Ella's going to do a little heat challenge hopefully later on here in the next month. We're going to do a heat challenge to kind of show you how quick the atmosphere in a car can change. But you basically got to take care of yourselves and know that the heat can kill you and severely injure you if you don't respect it.
And of course, like you just mentioned, there's never a good time to leave your child unattended in a hot vehicle, even if you have the AC on, or a pet. So definitely keep that in mind. We already had an incident earlier this year, and it wasn't, it was hot outside, but it wasn't as hot as it could get in the summertime.
Right now, it doesn't take but a few minutes to change the difference in temperature in that vehicle very severely. Especially
for the little ones out there. And finally, so we're starting to see firework tents pop up. Firework season is not officially here. It's not, you can't legally set off fireworks until the 30th. But go ahead and talk about some safety concerns that we need to keep in mind if we do buy fireworks and let them off in our driveway.
Well, the bottom line is everybody needs to know you're setting them off. Everybody needs to know what area is kind of what we call the hot zone. Keep, kids and stuff out of that area. Make sure that if they're doing it, make sure they're doing it in an area that has a flat surface so that the things can't fall over and shoot towards people. Definitely don't use them as weapons to play with. They cause a lot of injuries every year for us that we have to respond to. And then also don't do them in areas where they could cause fires. Right now we're dry. We're very dry. They just talked about that. We haven't had any moisture for a while. So make sure that you know where you're shooting them and that you don't have any areas that could catch on fire. And if you do, make sure you have an extinguisher handy, or make sure you call us quick. Call the fire department. Don't let it get bigger than what we can handle or that you can handle.
And I know that in years past that you've come and when you've talked about fireworks safety, you always say to have like a bucket of water handy too.
It's real easy. Take you a 2 or 3 gallon, 5 gallon bucket of water, have it around there. If something fails to go off or you're not sure it's completely done, douse it with a little bit of water. That way you don't have that problem of it igniting and causing a problem or injuring somebody.
Okay, and of course, with the city ordinance, it's legal to start setting off fireworks on the 30th up until July 5th, correct?
Yep, that's
okay.
correct.
We'll post everything on our website at ktvo.com. We'll link up the information with the fire department if you have any questions or concerns. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.